Facebook, what's up? I don't know why I talk to these things as they are people. You all are people coming through this platform. All right, happy Tuesday. This is Tuesday Talks and Tarot, which means I'm going to be pulling a tarot card at the end. If you're still with me, about 15, I'm going to be talking about integrate. That's the theme for today, integration. I'm going to be pulling a card so you can reflect and do some self-inquiry, which is what Metamorfize and me is all about. Metamorfize is my company. I'm a mind mastery coach and breathwork practitioner. And I love supporting people to navigate their minds and help you create order in your mind so that your thoughts are aligned with your goals. And self-inquiry and these cards have been such a huge support in my life, because if you just pause for a moment and ask yourself, what does that even mean? Like today, we're going to talk about integrate, stopping and pausing and looking at each word and each thing in our life and seeing how it affects us is so important to becoming, having self-mastery. So, we have stories that create an inner critic or a dialogue in our minds. And I often say these days, turn your inner critic into your inner coach. Well, part of that is getting clear about the dialogue, the conversations you're having for integration to happen. So let's talk about integration. If you are joining me, oh, what's up? Thanks for the hearts. Give me an icon. Let me know you're here. I'm going to, we'll see if this Facebook thing's working today. But we know Instagram is. So what's up? I'm waving at all you here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. You're gorgeous too. Appreciate you. Let me know what we're going to be talking about integration. So what does integration mean to you, or integrating things in your life? So first of all, let's start with, I see it as the combining of one thing with another to become whole. And so the reason why we're doing integration today is because I have been riding a wave of these spring themes, all the way from planting a seed to cultivating to blossoming. Last week we had alignment, and now we are in integrate. So why integrate right now? Because when you move through so many changes and you allow yourself to actually shed the old identity and begin to adopt new habits and do new things and have a new way of being, there's a moment that, like, you have to allow it all to come together and enjoy the process of this integration, because it's new. It's kind of like, well, if you don't integrate it, you're allowing the dualities and the separation to still be there. So we are very dualistic in nature, and sometimes we can push up against and reject the parts of us that we say we don't like. But early in my coaching career and doing breath work, I would hear all the time, people were like, I don't want that part of me. I need to change and remove this part of me. And actually, if you think about that, that's a rejection of something that you are. And so in my world of the way that I coach and the way that I hold space is about inclusion. It's about loving all the parts of us, creating new relationships, developing loving kindness, so that if you do want to change it or transform it, it's coming from a place of love, not from lack, not from I need to fix it because I'm broken, but I love myself enough to change. So integration holds so much of this ability to love yourself, all the parts of you, the ones that we say we don't like, and become one with everything that we are. So when you push up, no rejecting of anything, but including of it all to create the oneness within you, which then allows you to live your life seeing everything as one. I am, we are all one, we are all connected. So there's integration on the micro level and on the macro level. So also you may have, if any of you have done the wheel of life, which has you looking at all the different parts of your life and how are all the parts of your life integrated. So I found in this coaching world and just working with so many people that there's really four-ish main like categories of our life. We've got the health, we've got the wealth, which is the finances, we've got the relationships, and a lot of people add that fourth one, which is spirituality, and kind of like your relationship with universe. And you can put self-love in that one, or you can put self-love in the health one. My point is, I have found that a lot of us are really, 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 really good at, 3 out of the 4 or 2 out of the 3, and there's one that's always not as integrated. And so this is a moment for you to kind of take a little inventory in your life and look at what needs to be integrated for wholeness. And in just a moment, I was thinking we would actually just take a few breaths together and do an affirmation. In fact, why don't we just do that right now? One of the affirmations I'm personally working with is I am whole and complete exactly as I am. And it's very powerful if you can really drop into that. I am whole and complete exactly as I am. So if you're just joining me, I see you here on Facebook. We're just going to drop in for 1 minute and do a little breathing, because also our breath is a super, super, super powerful tool for integrating inside of us, for going inward and bringing this outer inner, inner outer. And, with our breath, we have the ability to do so much transformation. So let's just take a moment. Let's just close our eyes and just take a big, nourishing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, relaxing into the breath, which is master integrator. Hey, Nikki, relaxing out. And just begin in your mind, I am whole and complete exactly as I am today. Breathe it in and breathe it out. I am whole and complete exactly as I am today. Breathing in with this affirmation running through your own mind in your own time. Exhaling and inhaling, integrating the inhale and the exhale, which is also integrating the giving and the receiving. Such a beautiful yin and yang, the feminine, the masculine. We are integrating all the parts of us, the parts we love, the parts we maybe don't love, the inhale, the exhale, the giving, the receiving, the touching and the receiving of touch, giving love, receiving love, the trusting, everything. Inhale, I am whole and complete exactly as I am, and exhaling. So just take 2 more breaths here. Inhaling, I am whole and complete exactly as I am. Exhaling. Allow your shoulders to melt down. On the inhale, feel the gentle expansion with the inhale. Exhaling out, rising down, just melting down. Inhaling to rise up. I am whole and complete exactly as I am. Exhaling down. Great, great, great. Just gently opening your eyes and knowing that you can just do that every day for a few breaths, and just to remind yourself that you are already whole. Whether you accept all these parts of you, they are within you. And integration will lead you to peace. Oh, I was reading that, I am Jewish, so I find myself over the course of my life saying the word shalom to people, not like necessarily a Hebrew speaker, but I happened to be looking up some things around integration, and I was reminded that in the Bible, this word means completeness, health, peace, rest, harmony, welfare. And that when you say shalom, you are basically saying completeness. You're wishing health, you know? And I just love that there's all these ways that we're being reminded around to be in wholeness. I find myself ending a lot of my newsletters at, saying one love. By the way, if you want to be on my newsletter, let me know. Drop your email, I'll add you, or you can go to my website, metamorfize.com. And yeah, so I'm personally at a place that, last week we talked about this alignment. So once that we find this alignment, which is beckoning us to listen, alignment is asking us to find where we click in to the wholeness. And then once we find it, we need to keep it. We need to maintain it. You know how they always say maybe losing weight is easy, but maintaining it is the hardest part. It's kind of like, we can find that alignment for like a minute, but then keeping the alignment, keeping this sense of wholeness. How do we do that? And it comes from really taking moments to remind yourself that you are whole and complete exactly as you are. So, I'm just going to look at my notes here for a minute and just make sure that I said everything I want to say before we get into, yeah, I like, we are the sum of our parts. The beautiful uniqueness of you, that you are this like spectrum and rainbow and beautiful self, that no two of us are the same, yet we are all one, which I think is so like, in some ways, like my personal inside of this skin is like this special network of so many things and electricity and vibrations, and it's so unique to me, but yours is unique to you, and then we are one because of that. And then the whole micro macro, like I just love to expand out after a while when I start to think about all of these very nuancy concepts, to remind myself that there's something bigger at play, the vibration, the energy. And this last week has just really, it's been really powerful for me to not just mentally understand alignment and choose a life to be in aligned, but for the first time maybe ever, like I felt it. I felt a surrendering to something that I was like, almost like it unfortunately came from like I don't know. And I just kind of like, not a give up, but like okay, help, like universe help. And then that came to actually opening up a bigger portal for me to look inside of, to see that alignment was in there. And then now to trust, that is the word. We all find our way with it. Trusting ourselves, trusting this, that we are being guided. We all have our different words for it. For me, it really is an energetic, universal mirroring. There's reflections everywhere. There's clues everywhere. Every minute I make a decision, every action I take has an equal and opposite. And this is that duality piece too, is that I am being met at every moment. And to be more mindful about the decisions that you're making, to really think about the integration that's happening at all moments. And of course, nature is my guru. You're confused, go walk in nature and look at how things grow, how things move, how nature just is, the isness of it, and the way that it still morphs and changes, and it gets nicks, and things get cut, and it goes through storms, yet it also perseveres through its innate way of guiding itself towards the light. And the nighttime is time for rest and regrowth, and the cycles again. Actually we started this whole thing with cycles. A whole spring theme is about cycles, and to know that integration actually is the final. Well, actually next week I did add one more, which has to do with, I want to end the cycle with next week, but it's slightly different. This cycle of learning how to integrate is a very important part of the manifesting process, because if you don't learn to integrate everything that you've learned, you still are holding on to the past or you're still holding on to older identities that could be weighing you down. So I think that is kind of what I wanted to talk about. I would love to hear how anyone else either thinks about integration. How do you move through integration, especially when you don't like something about yourself? How do you work through the loving of it and the integration of it? And I just realized I haven't smiled this whole time. I was like so serious. I thought, integration doesn't have to be so serious, because actually you've already done all the hard work to get to the integration, to get to this point of like allowing yourself to be whole. It's crazy. We come into this world whole, connected. Then we spend all this time like exploring and trying all these new things, which sometimes disconnects us so much that the journey back to wholeness is life. Yeah, the journey back to wholeness is life. I like that. So I'm keeping it short and sweet today. I'm over here in Maryland. This is where I grew up. Talk about integration. There's nothing like coming back to where you are from, to look at where you've come from, where you've been, where you've gone, full circle, full cycle. I'm also here supporting my mom through something that she's going through, which is both a pleasure and also scary, because integration also holds time inside of it, and time is a relationship that we have with our lives. With actually did one of these lives on time bending. If anyone wants to hear my perspective on time, it's quite an interesting concept in my opinion. Time as a thing that we move through, time as a thing that holds aging, and the many integrations that happen over time if we allow ourselves to keep shedding old identities and to keep on becoming who we are meant to be, to become our purpose, to allow ourselves this wholeness. So, and you know what? This journey takes bravery. And I commend anyone, thank you, whoever's still here listening to me. Kind of feeling serious and mellow today, but I guess that's just what I'm going through right now. But anyone who goes on a self-inquiry journey is brave, because you must look at the parts of you that you don't always find comfortable, which means sometimes it activates the inner child, the one that is possibly didn't get his or her needs met. And another piece of this integration is doing that work. Giving yourself that moment to heal the part of you that didn't get healed as a child and take responsibility as an adult. I mean, I'm a very gentle and loving coach, but I'm also someone who stands for taking responsibility, especially as an adult. So speaking of which, I've got some really fun things coming up. I have this Rise course, which I've been leading. It's a 3-month course, but I've just turned it into a downloadable course, so I'll be launching that in the next, hopefully, few weeks. But before that, starting in 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing an Awaken Your Senses 7-week series right here, live every Tuesday. But if you want to get in on the interaction piece, you're going to have to go over to my Next Level Manifestors page on Facebook. And it's in my bio if you're on Instagram, or it's on my website. And if you can't find it, let me know, because it's going to be a sensory experience. You're going to be moving through the world. I'm going to have some opportunities for you to do different things and awaken your senses. I think it's a time for all of us to really kind of wake up and start integrating some of our basic things like our senses, and start to wake up again from the inside out. So integration of all of who you are has to do with your senses and your sensory, and coming back home to yourself with your breath, with your intuitive nature. And especially in a time like this where we're being thrown so many different perspectives, it's really important for you to come back to yourself and ask yourself what's important for you. Who are you? How do you want to live your life? Where's integration? So we're going to pick a card for the 4 of you on Instagram. If you want to give me a number, I will pick a tarot card for you. We can look into what integration has for us today. Integrate. Thank you so much for telling me to keep up the great work. I am staying steady. You know what? The other thing about integration, I mean, this last year has been such a journey for me. I got you 9. Is like, I would say consistency is literally my biggest lesson. All right, cool. This is cool. We got 9, 3, and 4. Thank you all for being here. All right, here we go. Here we go. 9, 3, and 4. I don't know what your name is, 9. I don't know what any of your names are. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll tell you in 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, 3. Got you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Wow, really powerful. Okay, so again, I picked cards for you in the name of integration. So 9, you got projections. So it can be very difficult to integrate when you are worried about what the outside is thinking, how you are. Oh yeah, Liz, what's up? What's up? How you are perceiving yourself needs to come from the inside out. However, integration, projections, let's change the word from projections to reflections, where you can learn so much about who you are by looking at what's happening on the outside. So there's a nice little reframe there. So be careful you're not projecting, but rather you are reflecting so you can learn from what's happening on the outside. So this is for you, 9, and life is perfect. Exactly. Life is perfect. You are whole and complete exactly as you are. And if you are in a moment of your life that is giving you this projection feeling, which is actually, this is blue, it's a feelings card. So this is something that we start to, when we start feeling like either someone is projecting their stuff on us, it can close us up. Or when we start dumping our stuff on someone, it can close them up. So our emotions start to shut down. So again, language is everything. How you speak about something matters. So this can change from projection to reflection by just changing the words you use. Words matter. Okay, ready? Here we go. I was using my mouse to try to scroll on my phone. That's funny. Okay, 3. Oh, beautiful. Wow. You got ripeness. By the way, I picked cards for 1, but this is all, and I'm going to put them together as a spread, actually, at the end. Hey, Kelly, what's up? Hey, Adrian, if you want cards, give me a number. Ripeness. I mean, it's really clear in some ways that ripeness for integration, it holds the end of a cycle because, and what we were just talking about, the seed was planted. It goes through all of its learnings and lessons and growth and, you know, weathers all the storms to come out like this fruit. And this card talks about the fact that when the fruit is ripe and ready, it drops on its own. And so when you come to a moment of integration, you just are. You have a sense of beingness. There is no more trying or doing. There's being. And that doesn't say that you go from trying, doing, being, and you go back to trying, doing, and being. But in the moment, allow the integration, enjoy the ripeness of the work, and remember that this fruit and that fruit and this fruit, they're all different, but they're all beautiful, whole, and complete as they are, with the dings and dongs and nicks and cuts that each of these have. In fact, when I go to the grocery store, I make a point to pick the fruits that have the ding dongs on it, like, you know, not perfect, because I know other people are looking for this idea of perfect. And in Europe, I think it's Amsterdam or France, they have a part of the store where they put all of the fruits and vegetables that are, ew, that we even have to do this, by the way, like imperfect. Oh, it's not oh my God. But they sell it for less to get people to buy those. So maybe you want to be one of those people that picks up the imperfect banana or the imperfect, I'm not even going to call it imperfect, the one that has a history, a scar on it, that you pick it up and you say, I love you too, to that banana or that apple or that avocado. I mean, come on, it's nature. It's so beautiful the way it is. What the heck is a perfect apple anyway? Ah, that kind of annoyed me just now. Okay, so I hope that you all do that. Liz, you got 4. Check it out. Check it out. Possibilities. So integration. When you integrate, You actually are in that sense of wholeness. Possibilities is an action card. Are you laughing at the fruit and vegetables or at your card? When you take all the action, well, no, so when you integrate, you actually open up to so many more possibilities because you've completed a cycle. You've allowed yourself to shift and change and to grow. And just like the ripeness card, you've allowed yourself to drop. And just like this card, you're able to see the world around you. This eagle has this perspective of looking down that gives you that when you are integrated, you are able to almost pull out as a witness of your own life. Look down at your own life in a way that is actually quite healthy and survey your land. Make decisions from a place of what are my options? That's a manifesting hack that I always say. If you find yourself spinning in anxiety or fear or panic and you don't know what to do, or you're in a massive decision-making moment, pull out, become like the eagle, look down and go, what are my options in this moment? Just that question alone will pull you out of the emotional aspect of what you're trying to decide. All right. The eagle has been a totem over the past few months. Excellent. Maybe, I don't know if you're in the Next Level Manifestors page, but you could, or even here, just leave something that you know about the eagle. I'd love to learn about it. So this is beautiful little spread. I think somebody else left a number. Oh, 7. Yeah, Adrian, what's up? Hey, Kelly. Kelly, if you want a card, let me know. Okay, 7. I think you always pick 7, don't you, Adrian? I'm like waiting for the response. And do you? Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, for the ending card. Trust. I mean, it really doesn't get any more on that. That's okay. You're right on time. You can always go back and listen. So, and this is all you need to know is right now we've been talking about integration, and just like this card, look at that. Full trust. Fly. It's like the leap. That's not just like, oh, let me like hop off. That's like fly. It's time to really trust that. You've heard that saying, if you leap, the net will appear. You know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. All of these moments of trust in our life. And so we're going to finish this off with the concept of the fact that when you are fully integrated, you fully trust yourself. There is no moment in your life that when something comes that you don't know, that you don't trust that you can. Even doesn't mean it's not going to be hard or it's going to have moments of struggle, but that deep down you trust that you can. And I actually have that feeling in me as a problem solver, and I call myself a MacGyver. Like, I really can say that there's nothing that I can't, at least, I mean, even asking for help is knowing how to get through something. So trusting yourself, and this is really the core of all the work that I do, is navigating your mind, moving past the stories, moving through resistance, knowing how to know that self-doubt and fear and all of these other emotions are guides helping you to ultimately trust yourself. So thank you so much, Adrian, for ending this off. We have projections to the ripeness, to the possibilities, to the trust. One love, everybody. I wish you the most magical day of trusting yourself and integrating all that you are, because why? I am whole and complete exactly as I am today. Say it with me one more time. Breathe in. I am whole and complete exactly as I am today. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I have, like I said, the 7-week series coming up starting in 2 weeks, but next week we are going to finish off. It's going to be a powerful week. We're going to be finishing off this spring series with a really powerful one theme next week. I'm not going to give it away, so stay tuned, and I will talk to you all soon. If you want coaching or you want to talk with me for free to see if this is a good fit, let me know. I have a few spots available to work with me. And I believe in you. You believe in you. Bye.